Don't say, well, okay, now you might have to worry, but...
Yeah.
Nice round number.
Ice is in the lead after 3 rolls. Just got,
Oh!
Oh, Ice Bones wins.
Don't say, well,
Good for Ice.
now you might have
A
to
little
worry, but...
13, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Nice
better than
round
half.
number.
I would... Ice is in the lead after 3 rolls. I guess you don't have to, but... I would say you bow out of the Cloak of Charisma roll then. But I'm a new roller in there instead of Athan.
You can still roll on it.
Yep, so roll for the Cloak of Charisma now. That's 3 of us.
I'm not. I would want it because it's a bonus to like talking abilities, but I'm not gonna take it because there's better people.
It actually helps me with my paladin or my cleric and my crusader stuff.
Yeah, it helps
Yep.
both of you.
Yeah, because it helps both charisma casters and anyone who does turn undead.
Yeah, I'm not going to be totally disappointed if I lose it to somebody who really needs charisma stats. I would just need it for all my trickery that I try to do.
By 1.
Yes, you beat us both by 1.
That's my lucky
So
number,
everybody wants charisma.
This
It's
pretends
just
well.
That skill that's used for a lot of things. Compared to wisdom, which isn't used very much at all.
Alrighty, next is Ice Bones and myself for the pots. So I'll just go down the line and just do 3 rolls. The first roll will be for the Cure Mod, the second one will be for Cure Light, and the third one will be for Shield of Faith.
I didn't roll on because I already have like 9 potions.
I think I will win the Cure Light Wounds one. I don't think I'm going to win the other 2. Yes, that's how it worked. So I get the Cure Light and you get the other 2.
Nice. Good.
There we
A
go.
long time I've even put in for much. So.
An Athon looks like it defaults on the Spool of Endless Rope.
Yep, I got rid of the party tag and he gets the Spool of Endless Rope so he can work on his 50 Shades of Grey stuff.
With whom?
Ruth and what's his face? All right, Starlancer's cutter Arthur. Oh, Icebone's made out like a champ on this one. You got a lot of stuff.
Yep, I'm gonna have to figure out what each one does when I need it now.
Oh, does anyone want Boots of Landing that doesn't have magical boots?
I might not have boots. Let me look.
I would certainly not be opposed to them.
I have boots.
I have
Boots of Desperation. Don't remember what they do, but I have them.
They
I have it
reduce
written here.
the first 2 dice of fall damage to 0. I had them on Yoshiro.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Boots of Desperation that I'm currently equipped with.
Boots of Desperation, they give you like an extra, at least 10 extra feet of movement, and then a big bonus to area of attack. I know,
They're
attacks of opportunity attacks
your
on
hit
you.
points are halved. Here, let's run away boots. That's what they are.
Yeah. But yeah, if anyone wants Boots of Landing, the -2 dice damage from falls and always land on your feet, I'm willing to give them up.
Are you replacing them with something else?
Yeah.
Well, if nobody else speaks up, I would certainly be interested. Is anybody else?
I'd rather have the Boots of Desperation. More useful as a mage.
I've already got Shoes of Run Faster, so
Yeah, you can have them, Star.
Awesome, thank you. When my character eventually falls, like down a well or something, and
in full
does not
plate,
get crushed
that will
by
happen
his
eventually,
full plate
right?
armor, he will thank you.
You will land on your feet on a bed of spikes.
Yeah. I mean, I'll only lose my feet.
Then he gets to roll balance to see if he can stay on the bed of spikes. Well, depending on how big the spikes were. If it's like a bed of nails, then it'd be just your feet. If it was like a huge spike, then maybe you get the balance.
Alrighty. Everybody got their stuff? Did anybody need to roll hit points like myself? I don't think anybody leveled from.
No, I did not.
It was 800 points from leveling.
Oh, well, you'll get it this time then for sure.
We all set?
I think so.
Everybody takes their 630 gold. Gary did though. Marked it
Yep,
down.
I got mine.
Alrighty, mine.
Alright, so, first off, did everybody read the thing that I posted about Ice's new stalking ability?
Negatory.
Oh, what?
No.
The one with the mind link? That?
Yeah.
That was a while ago though.
So, a side effect of the cure thing that Ice drank bravely / stupidly. He now has the ability to basically communicate telepathically to Recluset for 10 minutes once per day. Recluset has to be willing to pick up the phone, and after that she can communicate back on the same link.
At what distance and as what kind of action?
What was the action?
I think it's a standard.
It's 10. It's 10 feet, or
I'll use
10
30.
feet. Yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet.
It's been a week
Standard,
since
I
I
think.
looked at it.
But it's only to initiate, right? 30 feet to initiate.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
After you have the initiation, then it can be unlimited. But it can only last for 10 minutes, and you only have the ability to do it once a day, so you find the thing wherever it is.
So it's like this spell, if it existed as a level 1 casting, which it
Yeah, there is a spell that's very much like what you
it's only a 5th level spell. It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's like it with the permanency in essence. Once
Yeah.
a day, though.
Yeah, it's a telepathic bond, is what the spell technically is.
Yeah, that's what I linked. And
So,
it has only one target, also.
Yeah, it only works on
Yeah,
Recluset.
but that's like, it's like a powered down version of that spell for
Yeah.
1 minute. Well, 1 level. As if it was cast for level 1.
So it's it has to be within 30 feet to initiate. Recluset needs to pick up the link and can deny it if she wants. And then the bond after the link can be forever, whatever distance, up to 10 minutes long, once per day. So Ice and Recluset can talk behind your guys' backs without you guys knowing.
Not that we would know about any of this unless they choose to tell us.
Right. I have a brilliant question. How did we figure? Have we determined how we know this happened yet?
Probably from that divisions that we both shared really quickly.
Right, but I'm saying is knowing that we can do this once a day and all that kind of neat stuff.
Oh, well. probably don't know that yet until you try to activate it the first time, and then try a second time if it's the same day, and
So basically, I
notice you
have to
can't.
intentionally try to listen to Recluset's thoughts once, at least, just out of curiosity to see if it works. And go.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor gnome.
A user manual fell from the bottle.
Yeah.
A wandering seer or sage says, "I sense a bond between you two."
No, we already sensed that because of when we had that shared vision
Sounds
thing.
good.
Okay, so
All right.
getting the ball rolling. Where are we going today?
So, yeah,
Don't worry yet.
after you guys' adventure, you guys hunted down Darwin, or what was his name? Darwin?
Donson.
Donson?
Hunt him down. He was in the room.
Well, he jumped out the
Well,
window,
I
and then
kind
you
of
guys
chased him
hunted
down.
him down and everything, and then you guys killed him. And to my happy, my happiness, my secret pleasure, but because I really liked watching Recluse squirm on that, but so you guys you killed Dawson, and Recluset explained to you all about the cure stuff, about the Order of the Nine. You guys decided not to join them, and let's see. Dawson was part of the Order of the Nine. So was what was his butt? The other guy.
Thraven, the guy who was disappeared.
Yeah, Thraven, and then the other guy. The
Jebediah wasn't a part of it.
Jebediah.
He was an associate.
So, all right. So yeah, you guys are now in the inn. It's the afternoon. You guys.
This morning when we killed him.
Yeah. Well, you guys have been talking to the guards about what had happened, and they let you off the hook because, as you guys found out, that the guards in this place don't really give a damn about stuff, like the first adventures.
I'm really glad that goes both ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it is afternoon. You guys are free to go wherever you want in this town. Discuss where you guys want to go next.
So, when did this happen? And have I had a night's sleep? Is what really matters to me.
It's the same day right now.
We'll probably want
What
to do.
just happened, or what?
We were talking with the guards for probably an hour or whatever, depending upon how much in detail they went into their investigation, which might be 30
Arthur would
minutes.
totally tell them that his friends went upstairs. That's about all he knows.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And I wouldn't tell them much.
Because he totally doesn't know that you guys killed somebody.
My plan was just to go tell to get rid of the body. My plan was just to go tell the guards, "Hey, I looked out my window this morning. There's a dead body laying out there. Just FYI."
No, you looked out your window and a dead body streaked past.
There you go. It's like, whoa, where'd that come from? It's raining men.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
So you guys are free to do whatever you guys want to do in the town, if anything, and if not, you guys can discuss what you guys want to do next. If you guys want me to go over a summary of things that are points of interest that you guys might want to do, I can.
I still need to search for a cure for my people.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, that would.
yeah, we were discussing that before.
Now, how would we for
In-
the characters in?
Brenda Alton says it might be something of a curse. Maybe his people know something. I know that the church in this town is very uncooperative for human village.
Useless.
I do believe it seems to be some type of magical curse, not so much a disease. I do believe Rennydale would probably be the most likely source of such a thing to get information about it, but it is very far.
Like, define very far. How far?
Like many weeks of travel because we did go.
Like,
through
where
you
is it
could
on the
take a
map?
ship. It's,
Unless we got a ship
you on the map
travel
page?
going there, it would be like
Scroll
literally
way
like
out.
around the entire map.
Scroll way out so you can see the northern continent on the map, world map, and I'll point to it.
Yeah,
There,
it's-
Bunkos and I are pointing to it.
It's like there and there
Jeez.
are no. I asked about ferries and bridges. Bunko told me there were none, so I
About
figure we have to go all the way
ships.
around.
Well,
Are there
because
seaports?
all of that is like mountains right around that huge giant, I don't know, like ravine lake thing.
Ferries and
so
bridges. Bunko
it
told
doesn't
me
look
there were
very
none,
passable.
So
to
I
Well,
figure we have to go
well,
all the way
we
around.
were-
Might
well,
have to
because-
go
Are there
but
seaports?
because all of
Forest
that
over
was near
run
it.
by
all of that is like
necromancers, we probably won't get a boat
mountains
there.
right around.
And what peoples populate the lands to the west?
So over here is orcs. This is the
Look at
orc
that.
area. This is the dwarf area that you guys sort of hit on. This is the castle you guys visited.
That was the castle right there, wasn't it?
Garan, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Over to the east. This is the area that you're from, Arthur. This is the area that Reclusette is from. This is gnomes. This is human. This is I have to look it up. I think this is. I'll look it up.
From thenceforth, the map was color coded.
You put like a little colored circle and just have a key somewhere. This is no land. This is Orkland.
Could probably put it in the title. Just put it in parentheses. The names of the towns, or names of the states, I guess they are.
That would
not
take a while,
towns.
though. I would think it'd be faster to color code them.
Oh, color code the tags?
No,
Yeah.
like
Well,
have,
I meant like have like a little circle of a different color and just put a little circle next to each tag.
Yeah, that would work.
But anyway,
That's halfling. Halfling, and this is dwarf. This is elf. This is orc. This is undead.
Undead. Ooh.
yeah, there's like
Alaga.
a necromancer up in.
Oh yeah,
Norfolk.
Lich King took over. That's right.
well,
Do I know anything
You guys,
special
there's a
about Runningdale from
street
my
if we
knowledge
go-
local role?
east we should go west if we want to go to Rennydale. Or
Yeah, my current path, in my opinion, would be to go to Bure, which is on the way anyways, and find out if they know anything there. And if they don't know anything, we can continue on through the other mages guilds on the way to Rennydale. Take a long time though.
At this point, my character would probably speak up, and he's heard you talk about the issue before, but I think he would ask about, you know, what sort of guidance you had sought out by the clergy.
well, they basically threw me out, so they weren't very helpful to me.
They threw you out.
Yes.
What nonsense is what god is worshipped here?
I don't think he even told me what god.
Not a good one.
Out of your.
Not a
your
tolerant
village?
one.
No, this town here.
No,
I think I remember being thrown out, but that was a while
yeah,
ago.
they weren't very accepting of him.
It was in the very first session. so
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the religion here is mixed, so they more threw him out because he's a horseman than his religion.
Well,
It did not live up to his expectations, to put it that way.
I would not let that turn you off to the possibility that this problem still could have a solution amongst at least one of the holy orders. If not here, then somewhere else. I know that in my readings, I've come across many a tale that of mysterious ailments that were only able to be cured through the use of divine power. So I would not write it off as a foregone conclusion. Perhaps if not here, then somewhere else along the way.
Yes, I must not give up hope. I am trying to save my village after all.
Okay, on a side note, as I just typed in there, Bunko, did we sell everything in party loot?
Uh,
I would probably go do that with.
we probably should make a big panel page for it. Everyone can throw the party loot in there and we can calculate.
I already calculated it. 642 gold each.
does
I
everybody
have some on my character sheet too.
does everybody
Oh.
agree on selling all the things in the party loot?
That was just all the stuff that was on the sheet for 2.7.
I have the changeling sphere was there. I also have the caustic veil for 2,000 and 2 revelation crystals, and every one's them for 400 each.
What do you?
Well,
You mean
that's-
as party
that's
loot?
on the list.
Yeah, the party loots, but I forgot to copy them. The changeling was. Did I put the crystals on? I don't think I did.
No.
Shows weapon crystal revelation.
Oh, maybe I
Two
did
of
then.
them.
Never mind. Except the caustic veil's in there for 2,000. Other than that, everything was
Yep.
once the caustic veil.
All right.
The
From
weight
now on,
slot, and if you like,
stuff that doesn't get sold, we'll just put in party loot, and then instead of who wants it, we'll have a carry tab and say who's carrying it.
You can just turn the color of the party into the person's color.
That's what I was doing when I was carrying it.
So we don't need to. We don't need to populate it for this one, since I think we're probably going to be selling everything that we can. But I guess anything that does get left over from loot, we just stick on here.
And if someone wants green on the color code, I'm going to change mine to purple just to match my character tab. But anyway,
All right. So yeah, if that was half the going price and divided amongst the party, and yeah.
Yeah, it was 7,700 divided by 2 and then divided by 6. So just another 2,000 divided. So 1,000 divided by 6 is 166.66666 gold. So 166 gold each should be fine. Plus the 642. So that's 808.
8.
Yes. So everybody add 808, and we can change parties to sold, which somebody is doing.
so while Arthur waits on the outside of town, he sits and eats a chunk of a loaf of bread.
Are you sitting with our wagons and horses?
I suppose I am.
I will keep you company then.
I offer you a piece of bread.
Can we buy
Would
stuff
you like
if
a
we wish
piece of
to?
bread?
Sure. Would you like a half a rabbit?
No, I mean from the shopkeeper.
They're having a conversation.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it cooked rabbit? Yes. Or is it raw?
I've
Do
got
you-
two. You can
Do
have
you dry
one of
your
each.
rabbits, or do you just? How does Ruth eat her rabbit?
It depends on how hungry she is.
Normally.
She prefers to cook it, but she doesn't always.
Let's say if it is cooked rabbit, Arthur will happily accept a piece. If it is not, not really. Is the item before Arthur's eyes dripping blood? That's the question.
No.
Okay. Arthur will take a piece. This would be the opportunity to sell stuff if you wish to, Recluse, because this is a town. But
We did sell stuff. He's asking if he can buy stuff here.
He's asking about, how does this town have what he's wanting?
It's a 4,000 gold piece item, so I would assume so. Because this is where we bought stuff before. That was about
Actually,
that.
before we bought stuff in
Dwarfland,
the castle.
Danan,
at
right?
Theron.
This is a smaller town, so
This is a much
we might
smaller
not have
town.
it. You're right.
The stuff I've been buying is all lower cost stuff in this town.
Actually,
so.
I think this is what he delegated as a city. The house-looking thing is a town.
Yeah, no, you can buy it here.
Cool, thank you.
I suppose as you're waiting by the party's horses and the wagon, you'll see Durian probably approaching on his war horse. He's got like a large amount of gear strapped to the saddle and whatnot, and he'll hail you as he rides up. Hello there, my friends.
Oh, Sir Knights.
I know we've only known each other, I would say a short amount of time, but I feel somewhat obligated to do what I can to help you. Upon hearing about your about the state of your village, I know things have been somewhat rocky on our first outing together, but I would hope that I could help.
You are more than welcome to help, sir. We shall battle what foul curse has befallen my village, as best as we are able. I see you are a user of a lance as well, Flex.
Ah, yes. Not one quite so large, though.
We would welcome one
Lance
such as
indeed.
you on our journey, fair knight. Our current destination, I believe, is the town of Bure to seek knowledge from the elders of my council. Of the council of mages at my guild. If you would have other inputs upon our destination, you are welcome to place them.
I'm a traveler of the roads, so as such, I know that much knowledge is out there that you don't expect. So anything is possible.
Recluse agrees that you could be very good in a fight. Just try not to kill everybody.
Ruth does scowl at that.
All right. So if If everybody's done purchasing things, somebody can grab the party token. You guys have a wagon?
Do we have like a
Yeah,
pack
I
mare
think we
or a
got
pack
2.
mule for like horse provisions? I'm guessing we do.
Yeah, we would not need to buy more horse provisions. I only had enough for my horse, pretty much.
I think that could be loaded up at least partially onto the wagon.
As I said, I don't know if we're carrying on the wagon or.
Because I
We
don't
got
know
2 wagons.
who precisely is riding on the wagon as opposed to riding on their own mount. And would we have left at least one wagon with the gnomes at the village? Because I don't know that we would have needed 2.
Probably
I
have
think
one wagon, I would imagine.
Alright,
we
here's
all
what we
have
do. We
a
make a
mount.
new Google sheet for the wagon.
Yep. With a complex diagram of the wagon.
I don't know where the price is for horse provision.
It's in the player's guide.
I can't say I've ever looked it up.
Let's see, what is it called?
It usually doesn't come up in my games because usually I have more
I think
exotic
it says
means of
something
transportation.
about food costs for horses.
Where the hell is it?
Under transportation in the player's handbook.
Yeah, I know I bought some. Where the hell did I put it? Feed. It's called feed.
Yeah. It's a surprisingly horrible weight ratio to usage.
Yeah, I bought 40 pounds originally, so probably down a bit.
10 pounds per day.
Yeah. I was going to say that only lasts 4 days.
Yeah, that's if they didn't have anything to eat. So probably, let's see, where did we go?
I imagine they forage some as they
Yeah,
like
in
walk
the mountains.
Yeah, but
The
there's no
mountains.
stats
But in
for
the
how that
mountains and
works.
desert, they probably have to eat a lot of feed.
So I'm probably out.
I mean,
So-
if it was me, I'd say they probably get enough if you let them forage, and then, like mountains and desert, they probably have to eat feed. But what do you want to do for that, Bunko?
We'll just say ration, or if we can't find it.
Oh, we
How
found
many?
it. It's just how.
Yeah, it's called feed.
Do they need to eat that every day, or do they forage enough to not eat in like the grassy areas?
We can say that they can
I mean-
forage.
Like
Like
the mountains
grassy
and
areas,
desert and snow, they probably wouldn't be able to. But
Yeah, I mean the grassy areas you can probably feed them, but the more hostile areas you'll need the rations for.
and probably not if we're pushing them. But if we push them, like if we ride them hard, they don't really have time to forage.
I guess,
But
upon seeing the wagon, and everybody getting ready, I would leave and then come back after a short while with I was actually going to say 100 pounds and load it into the wagon as my contribution to the journey.
Okay, I may have to go buy a spell.
on a side note, why is there just one little tiny spot of desert?
Where?
Because it used to be a lake.
One little bitty spot
Maybe
of
it's
desert.
maybe it's where town goes.
It's the secret of Aladdin's cave. It's actually in a tiny.
It's where the boss is. Let's go there.
Anyway.
Oh, that's nice. So how many horses total do we have? I have 2.
Well, there's probably 2 on the wagon.
That's my 2. Because it's my wagon. 'Cause I
Well, we
bought the
each
wagon
had
before I
one
left.
from the adventure
Yeah, so
coming back.
Alton, you probably don't, unless you want to do that, so you don't have to feed it.
Yeah, I hate bookkeeping, that kind of stuff. So it's just,
Okay. So then there's 4 more, then, right? Yeah. 4 more. No, 3 more, because what's his face doesn't need Arthur doesn't need a horse.
I do not need a horse.
Unless you want to do some kind of husbandry thing going on.
And
have a
Ruth is getting
mare.
close to the point where she won't want a horse either. I'm only slightly less fast than a horse.
So we have 2 wagon horses, and then how many player horses?
Well, the 2 wagon horses are mine. They're the riding horse I kept, and it's also my pack horse that I started with.
Does anybody else have one?
I would assume you don't need one either, then.
I'll be back in just a moment.
Well, I mean,
So just
there's no way
Ruth
I would
and
go without
Duke.
mine.
So you already have one. Is it a magical one? Is it one that you actually
No,
have?
it's a war horse. It's
Okay.
the one I have for my character.
Okay, so you already had it previously. So just Ruth and Zook need one.
All right, so we have 5 horses total. I've got it
2.
written down in the party loot page right now. 2 wagon horses. I figured it would be good to split them up for record's sake, and then player horses 3. Just to give us a, I'm not like saying who owns them or something. I just give us a rough tally because we can figure that out.
Okay, fair enough.
And I've loaded the feed that I contributed in there as well. So, is there anything else we need? Has anyone acquired a map to our next destination?
I think I had a map. At least I had a map in roleplay.
Yeah, I think Alton had one.
Is there a price for a map somewhere?
No. I'm just gonna say you guys have a map of the area.
Okay, I pull out my map case, and I sent the map to Durian for his inspection.
Ah, good. Always good to have a lay of the land.
Our current destination, I believe, is Buray, unless you have other destinations to put
no,
forward.
I know of no special place to go, but
Now that
should just keep
stuff
our
that you
minds
entered
open.
about Tromso, is that stuff that we kind of know because we've heard people talking about it? It's in the town flyers or whatever, or is it something we'd have to ask around about for when we head out?
You guys know about it because it's the neighboring territory of the area that you're in right now, and plus Ruth is from here, so she has knowledge of Tromso.
Oh,
Gotcha.
on the natures of rivers, how do we go about crossing those?
We float the wagon.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the Oregon Trail minigame, man.
Yeah, but
I'm sad to
curious
say.
if there actually are any bridges or fords or anything of that nature.
3 of the
You-
horses were lost in the crossing.
including Arthur.
Crossing the rivers will take pretty much a day, but that will encompass looking for a bridge and stuff like that.
Well, what if we're following a road? We wouldn't have to look for a bridge.
The road ends at the water. It's like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, in that case, then we would know there's just no bridge. But on roads with a bridge, they would obviously be on the road. I was going to ask how you plan on handling where roads are.
We're gonna basically say that roads are the most direct route between cities and castles and stuff like that. So,
All right.
for the most part, you guys probably aren't going to be traveling on roads.
Why not? In friendly territories, we probably would.
Because you guys are about to venture into unfriendly territory.
Yeah, but until we get there, we'd be traveling on the road, I would think. And when we get into friendly territory, we'd probably go back to the roads.
Yep.
You could always go travel into Non, but only across Little Tromso then.
Alright, so you guys ready?
Sure.
Sure.
We will head towards Tromso.
Alright.
Side note, how many
Tromso
days has it been
towards
since we
Hearthstone.
left Ron?
Duran. That took, 4 days travel or 5?
I asked because it takes a week ring I have to kick in.
It was pretty close to a week. So, if it needs to kick in, it's kicked in.
Okay, so only 2 hours of sleep required for Alton now. Actually, no food consumption required. I can eat, but don't have to.
Alright, so if you guys want to travel on the road, you guys need to go directly west. We can travel 3.
Alright, so who wants to take the party token?
I guess I will. Directly west, you said. 3 is that.
Yep.
What do you mean west as in arrive at the gnome village?
It would make
Uh,
sense.
Yeah, you would basically be in the gnome village.
Yeah, like we stop in, see what's up.
So you guys enter the village instead of on the outskirts or something like that.
No, we avoid the bloodthirsty gnomes.
Well, I'm just asking.
Oh, we look over the village as you ride past, kind of thing.
All right,
Well, I would say we
Well, at least that's what
stop
I would
in
think.
after like a days of riding.
Yeah, it's now beginning to become dusk, so you guys might want to stay the night here, or
Stay at night,
unless
top off
you're
provisions.
pushing. Yeah. So you guys enter into the Ruth's old village. The gnome men are working feverishly hard to rebuild the village and everything. The gnome women still are basically just kicking back. They're right now being seen in the tavern, just around a table, just talking, laughing, telling jokes and stuff like that. The men are, every man in the village is working. It looks like non-stop. You don't see anybody that is really taking time off. to rest or anything. So yeah, you guys find where the inn is. Again, it's half constructed and stuff like that, but they have a couple rooms that are available.
Are these the gnomes that you helped out that I have heard about?
These are. Though it seems odd that I find are they working like into the night? Like what? How did they look?
They look beat.
They look exhausted.
Yeah.
That seems a bit odd to me. But
And none of the female gnomes are working?
No, they're just chatting it up, basically.
I guess I probably, as we're unloading the wagon for our night's stay, I would probably make my way over to Ruth, and I say, "Excuse me, my lady. Is this sort of behavior common here? I understand that you are from this village."
Oh, when are you asking Ruth this?
As we're unloading, the wagon and getting ready to, I guess, stay here for the night.
Oh, she's not there.
Oh, well,
She took off hunting.
damn it. I suppose I direct that question to whoever is here, assuming that they know more about these people that they rescued than I do.
That lets you know that they're a really odd lot.
I will stop one of the gnomes and ask them about what we were talking about. This is the normal for them around here. It seems like they should take a break, if nothing else.
Yes, let someone else help with the work.
You're going to approach
Stopping one of the gnome workers and asking them.
Okay.
I'm probably with him.
The gnome worker says, "Oh, we're happy to rebuild our village and everything. We're
No, I fully understand that. But you seem exhausted.
well. There's plenty of time to rest.
Yeah, so take some.
Well, there's no time now.
You won't rebuild your town in a day. Surely you need to rest.
Oh, we're not rebuilding the town to what it was before. We're going to build a massive city now.
Well, why?
Protection.
Because we like it.
To...
He looks very impatient that he wants to go back to work.
I cast Detect Magic.
Now, to be
On
fair,
the
would you
gnome?
just do that when somebody is acting somewhat odd?
I personally find it extremely odd if someone wants to continue working through the night and is completely exhausted.
And it's
Right,
just a
so-
cantrip anyway.
So
Particularly to
in
build a
any
city.
situation, in any situation that somebody is doing something somewhat out of the ordinary, you now have to cast Detect Magic.
Well, I can once a day. That's it.
You don't really. You detect some magic items and stuff like that around, but it's nothing like suspicious.
I still recommend that he should probably take a break and get some rest and some sleep, if nothing else.
Well, come out, and it seems these people are very driven. We should let them be. I do find it odd, though.
I think it's clear they do not wish to be attacked again, so they're building a more powerful dwelling.
Are they actually putting up defenses, like walls and stuff, or are they just putting up buildings at this point?
They're just putting up buildings at this point.
Okay, I definitely do find that somewhat odd that they're spending all this effort to build buildings and not build defenses after this, but I kind of keep that to myself for the moment.
Recluset is curious as well. He'll go over to the gnome and say, "Who are you building the city for?"
All of us.
Who's all of you? I count about a dozen or so.
Yeah, but I mean, you make more buildings, and more people will come, and we'll end up having children, and they'll grow up, and we'll need lots of places to expand.
This plan it seems fine to me, but these things take time. One need not just build the city overnight.
Let's leave them to their work.
Can I go back to work now?
Yes, you are a free person.
Thank you very
let
much.
us harass you. I say, kind of looking at the others.
Thank you very much, sirs. Good day.
You too.
So I hold up a barn or something while I peg it together.
What was that, Ice?
How many houses can I erect in a night? in one evening.
You're making barns?
Slash houses. Whichever one needed them work more.
I'll just say that you help them greatly in their efforts to move heavy objects. You guys are able to erect a couple roofs on some buildings and whatnot. They're going out and finding materials.
Okay. So there isn't like
to their business.
There isn't like a huge cache of building materials already dropped off here that they're building a city out of. I got you. Okay.
Well, they do have building materials from the ruined buildings, so it's not that
Charred.
surprising. Yeah, but it can all be destroyed.
All right. So, you guys go to the inn or what?
But I was going to ask, like, what exactly is there for us to stay in?
There's an inn that has some available rooms.
And it's like an actual traveler's inn, not a little people inn?
No, it's multi-size. They're making the town for everybody to use, not just gnomes.
They do not size discriminate.
All right, yeah. I would definitely stay in there. If there's any work to be done to try to clear the rooms out, I would help with that before we, sit down and eat or something.
All right. Well, you guys enter the inn, and the four gnome women look up. And, oh, look who it is!
Hello there.
Who are you?
I am a simple priest of Malachor. We're passing through, and we are hoping for shelter for the night.
Oh, you got some nice shiny armor, big arms.
Durian kind of blushes a little bit, but not that they could probably see much of that.
The two of the women are now seem to be play fighting over you.
Oh.
Yeah, how many rabbits did Ruth get with her 27 roll?
Or was it just rabbits?
Yeah.
You caught a troll in your
A
net.
bear, a moose.
Congratulations.
Feed us for a month.
You definitely don't need a troll. That'd be really bad.
got 5 rabbits.
You like rabbits. Be very,
She likes
very
eating.
quiet. Yeah, that too.
So the the other two are asking the rest of the party why you guys are back this direction.
We were just passing through, ma'am. It was convenient on our destination path.
Oh, we're heading west, and made sense to stop here for the night.
Oh. Well, friend of Ruth, or whatever your Ruth's name is. I forget what it is. A friend of Ruth is a friend of ours. You guys, we'll let you spend the night in the inn for free.
Oh, that is most generous.
Well, gnomes are very generous.
Recluse asks, can any of you paint?
Paint? You mean nails?
No, like a painting on a canvas.
No. We don't have any painters in the city.
Anybody work with bronze engravings?
We don't think so.
Ah, so wood cutting, I'm assuming then.
Well, we are doing a fair amount of carpentry right now, if you saw outside.
So how about a nice little wood carving for Reclusette and her party of heroes who helped save you? Placed above the bar or over here on this wall. I'm pointing out some places.
Sure. That'll be a nice addition, I guess.
I'll pay for any supplies that are necessary to make it, of course.
Oh, thank you.
So I hand over some coin.
So they get the coin and everything, and they put it on the table, and they tell they show you guys to the rooms and everything. There are no innkeepers right now because all of the men are working to put the city back together and expand. So you guys get a room each, except for Arthur.
Poor
I do
Arthur.
my usual tent deal.
Probably Ruth.
Well, no, wait. Point of order. He was helping to build barns. Was he actually able to build
I
a
might
barn?
have a barn. Sleeping.
I thought he was just building houses.
No, he prioritized barns first because that was like the biggest stuff. Was he able to actually build the barn and then sleep in it afterwards?
Or under a barn roof, anyway.
Yeah. Yes, he can. Well, you got 5 rabbits, Ethan. Is that what you're asking, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd already answered it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you wanna stay in the stable with Arthur, that's fine.
I might get takeout from the inn.
While you're there, you should suggest they put in a drive-through window for any passing
For-
centaurs.
For bigger
Centaurs.
creatures.
Yeah.
If this were my other character, he totally would, but no.
Alright, so yeah, you guys guys get your rooms. The gnome women are kind of laughing at Ruth of staying over in the stable, and everything. But you guys notice that there is no food, being that there's no cooks either. So either you guys can try to find something to cook in the kitchen yourself, or
The gnomes aren't cooking their own food at all. What
No.
are they eating?
they're not eating right now.
I think I would speak up at that and say, "Have you no food?" But
You're talking to who?
one of the gnome women. I'm assuming on the bottom floor of the inn.
They say, "Yeah, we have food." And then they show you to some lockers and that has some bread and some meats and stuff like that in there. It doesn't look like it's enough for the entire city or entire population. It looks enough for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks worth of food for a single person.
People need to take some economics 101.
Yeah.
We don't have much food ourselves. I was going to actually offer to spare some of the rations that I brought, but seeing as how you have some, I suppose you don't need them. How do you have any plans of hunting or gathering? What exactly are your plans for rebuilding? I'm curious to see if we could help in any way to replenish your food, or
One
how
would-
you intend to do so.
From the window, one would think for a city of this size that you would need a much larger food supply. If you plan to expand this.
Well, yes, but we're still developing.
From my
here.
readings, you need this is not adequate.
Oh, we're still developing here. I mean, the food that we get, we buy off of people coming through the area and everything, because we just don't have time to go out and hunt and forage. And
If you slowed your building down a bit, you might have time to do that, but
well, we're not interested in slowing down the building.
Why the rush? This seems to be a bit of a monumental task to me. Surely, at this rate, you'll exhaust yourselves of a few days, if not faster.
We want to build a large city here on the west side of the territory and everything to become a trading establishment, and that will shadow Althmore, so that maybe even the people from Althmore will come over to our city and join us in making our new found city a great place.
Well, surely that is a grand plan, but it seems to me the work of generations, not a single week.
Oh, you don't understand gnome men. They're just pure workers. They'll work and work and work until they pass out.
Raises an eyebrow.
Be that as it may, surely you will find yourself with no workers, if nothing else. You seem to be not working yourselves.
Well, we're women. We don't want to work.
Well, at the current, do the men follow your orders? Because the way I see, the men themselves seem exhausted now. So in a matter of days, if not tomorrow, they will find themselves unable to work.
Well, they do pass out sometimes, but they'll get back up and start working again.
This seems to me that it would delay your plans greatly. Would it not be best to, if nothing else, allow them break and rest? Thus, overall, improve the rate at which the work is done.
Well, yes, but we really need to get this stuff done.
It seems remarkably short-sighted of you.
Now, Alton, there is no need to insult our hosts. It is most rude.
Yes, it was.
They're gnomes. Leave them
And
alone.
Zook is singing and Recluset is dancing at this time.
Alright. The female gnomes, at least, are. If you guys are done with the conversation, they're going to turn their attention to the dancing and the singing and watch. Kitchen is available for cooking if you want.
Yeah, I'd probably offer to make something for the rest of the party. I mentioned that I brought supplies on the wagon
All
for
right.
everyone.
Time for Durian to roll unskilled profession cook.
Yep.
Let's see if he gets a 1 and gets worms.
Technically, I got one profession that I did not choose at the beginning. Because I didn't look through the list, but I think maybe
There
cooking.
isn't a list. It's
Yeah.
literally whatever you want it to be.
I would have one rank in it because of my wisdom skill,
Oh, there you go.
so it wouldn't be untrained.
You could literally, like, profession is literally just whatever you want. You could be profession sky dancer, and it would work the same exact way.
All right. Well, from this moment forth, Durian Maris has profession cooking level 1.
Yahoo!
Now, whether or not I can do anything with simple supplies is another matter. Let's see here.
Yeah, probably not going to win Iron Chef competitions.
Arbon would win Iron Chef competition. And if he didn't win, dual meat cleavers solves the problem.
All right. So Durian realizes that there's only so much he can do with trail rations, but he tries, and he brings food to everyone. He goes to an open window and sets a plate for the centaur, and makes sure to bring some out to Ruth.
Arthur thinks to himself that it's not the worst meal he's ever eaten. Not the best, but it's definitely not the worst.
They're at least better than those rations you got from the goblins.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than those. Bit chewy in places, but entirely edible.
Oh, thank you, Ruth.
In the midst of Recluset's nibbling on food from both rabbits and Durian's attempt to feed us and dancing, I roll by the gnome women and I say, what do you plan to name this thriving city, by the way?
Really had to get me to figure out a name. You know how bad I am with names.
Gnomeville 2.0.
Yeah, Gnometropolis.
Gnometropolis. Very fitting.
Gnometopia.
Nomico.
Alright, so you guys...
out of character at this rate, I think it would be no Nomia, because everybody would be dead trying to build it.
Anyway.
Alright, so... Alright, so as the night goes on, you guys are in the inn. The female gnomes are in there watching you guys dance and sing and stuff like that, doing minor conversations with the party, and just as the night goes on and everything, you guys are just eating. Outside the gnomes have lit fires and stuff like that so that they can see their construction. Yep.
Alton will look out the window and casually ask, do they even not stop at night?
Well, no. They'll work until they pass out. Usually it's like around a little after midnight or something like that, and then they'll wake up around 3 o'clock in the morning and start building again.
And where do they sleep?
They usually just sleep in where they're working.
I'm currently trying to figure out exactly why these gnomes haven't just left. At this rate, I think they're better off with the goblins.
The gnomes look like they're very they're very tired, but they're very very willing to work and do their job that they're tasked.
I would probably try to pull Alton aside and say, I am not as familiar with the gnomish people as some, so I can't speak to their normal habits, and I certainly did not help you rescue them from their plight. But it seems to me maybe they've been changed by the ordeal. Perhaps working in servitude to such cruel masters has given them more incentive to work for themselves even harder now that they have their own freedom.
I could fully understand that. To work from dusk to dawn without a break and still exhaustion seems excessive, even in that condition.
Well, I think it is somewhat peculiar myself, but there's really no telling what these people went through, and there's no real telling that it'll continue like this. I think perhaps they will find equilibrium, and that this will only go on for as long as it takes them to realize that they cannot keep up this pace.
Or until the goblins raid the town again when no one's prepared and everyone's exhausted.
Yes, that is something I found myself worrying about when we were looking at the town. I was intending to speak to whoever is in charge of the layout tomorrow about what they plan to do for defenses.
So it should be noted also that this behavior is very different from what it was once Ruth was actually living here. Before, it was basically a farming village that wanted to keep to themselves, and now they're wanting to become a multi-racial metropolitan city and stuff like that. So there's definitely something that changed within their mindset of what they were before versus now.
I think barring anything else, we could move on to going to bed. At least I don't have anything left to do. Does anybody else?
Nope.
No.
Not recluse yet. We'll get some sleep. See how much they build overnight and ask some more questions maybe in the morning.
All right.
What are our rooms like?
They're what a typical inn room. You have a window outside, a bed, desk.
I think as per usual to my character's routine, before he goes to bed, he closes his door, he gets out of his gear, and he'll sit out and on the floor and meditate to Malachor to end the day, probably for like 15, 20 minutes. And as he does so, and this would be part of his regular routine, I think. He would cast out his senses and detect evil. I kind of envision this as something that he does whenever he goes to sleep, if he has the ability left.
Okay.
Does he detect any evil?
Detect evil is a cone, by the way.
My wife interfered. Alright, so you're praying, you're detecting evil. Yeah, it is a cone, so you'll have to direct it.
Yeah, I would just kind of move my head about to get a sphere around where I am sleeping for the night. I think he does this especially anytime he's staying in a new place.
Is it? Can you bring it around in a?
Yeah, you can direct it.
Oh, really?
It lasts up to 10 minutes a level.
Oh,
based upon
okay.
Concentration.
Do a little lighthouse action with it.
Yeah, basically.
Evil radar, engage.
Yeah.
I imagine
basically
he's
what
like
it's used
on,
as.
he's on the floor right now, kind of sitting back on his knees, and as needed, he'll shift to view back where he couldn't see before.
Alright. You're outside.
No, I'm in my room,
In his room.
Okay.
and I'm basically just detecting all around where I'm going to bed for the night.
Alright. You do sense a strong evil presence nearby.
I would be startled, but I would immediately concentrate on that. And the first round I get presence or absence of evil. So the first round of me detecting that is obviously me detecting the presence. As soon as I found that, I'll concentrate for another 2 rounds. The second round, I get the number of evil auras in the area and the power of the most potent aura. And the third round would actually let me know the general location. If it's outside of my line of sight, I know its general direction in distance, but not the precise location.
All right.
And I can link the chart so you can know what to tell me.
Okay. So yeah, you feel a evil presence. Right now, you feel one evil presence. It's moving away from you now, though.
Where and how far and how fast?
It seems to have been on this floor, but is now going down the stairs rapidly.
I take up my sword. I don't have my armor on anymore because I've taken that off for the night, but I have my clothes on, and I throw open my door. And I run down the stairs to see if I can find out who this was.
All right. You run down the stairs. Rest of the party that's in the inn do listen checks. All right. You guys don't. You guys don't hear anything that will alert you or wake you up. So, Durian rushes down the stairs. Downstairs, there's one of the female gnomes is talking to a couple of the male gnomes, and then that's all that's downstairs in the inn.
I look about to see if there are any doors open, or ways that somebody could have exited without me, hearing. If not, I'm gonna have to assume it's somebody here.
The doors look closed, although they can be opened fairly easy, but they don't look like they were opened and closed in the last seconds.
So I guess you probably need to tell me how they react. I've come down and I'm basically just wearing my tunic and my pants that I wear underneath my armor, and I've got my sword in its scabbard, but I'm holding a scabbard in my hand, so like it's obvious that I've run down looking for something. What is their reaction?
They look surprised that you're on the stairs. They look up, and the female gnome looks out the front door.
What do you mean? I thought you said it was closed.
Well, it's closed, yes. She seems to act like something went through the door, though.
Did someone just come through here?
Yeah.
Who? I say as I start moving towards the door, but I am making a note of precisely which female gnome this is.
All right. So the she says, yeah, the one of the male gnomes had exited the room right before you rushed down the stairs.
I throw open the front door and I look out.
Your detective is still on, right?
No.
Oh, it's not on?
No, I have to be concentrated and do that while moving.
Yeah, you can. I think you just have to do a
Concentration
concentration
is
check.
defined as taking damage, harsh weather, and so on.
Oh, I didn't know you could do it while moving. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I'd totally still be using it then.
All right.
In that case, I didn't actually. Backing things up a bit, I didn't actually get any evil from the three gnomes right there, right?
You're getting evil from the female gnome.
Okay, that seems okay. So backing up, now that I know that I have that on, and I am, I'm not actually going towards the door, and my eyes are not breaking contact with her. I've got my hand on my sword, and I'm not necessarily like in a fighting stance, but it's somewhat close. And not taking my eyes off, I will raise my voice, and I will say, friends, I believe, and by say I mean I will like raise my voice very loudly. I believe we have something that needs to be discussed in here. Very, very important.
So you're being loud for waking up the rest of the party?
Yeah, and I'm actually I am to that point like just keeping an eye on them, but I am basically yelling up the stairs.
All right.
I say, Alton, get down here.
The gnomes look very perplexed what you're doing and why you're looking hostile with your hand on your sword.
I wouldn't say I'm openly hostile looking, so much that I have my hand on my sword and I am looking at this gnome and I am like not letting it like out of my sight at all, but I'm not like
pushing this button.
I am not openly hostile or anything. It's just I appear to be like kind of tensed.
All right. Okay, so the yelling has woken up the rest of the party, even the ones outside.
Even Alton rolled a 7.
Yeah, he's yelling so that you guys do wake up.
Okay, I guess I'll start all awake and then come downstairs then.
If
Yes.
not, one of the party members will wake you up when they're coming down the stairs.
Sure, I will.
Everyone's in the
outside?
common room.
How long do I have to shake him awake? 4 slaps and 10 shakes.
That's about right. Well, he only has to sleep for 2 hours, so he's getting a lot of Z's in those 2 hours. Alright, so, yep, the rest of the party has basically congregated in the downstairs of the inn. There seems all of the male gnomes seem to now be wondering what's going on in the inn and are now congregating outside the inn, trying to see what's going on.
Arthur, if you please keep them back out of the inn. I will explain
Has
everything.
anybody woken me up in the barn?
He says that everybody outside of the inn heard me.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
something
out the window,
else,
I
you'd
guess.
probably wake up from the large commotion of gnomes.
Yeah, I would yell.
I was
to
kind of
you-
expecting you to see like Teto come wake me up, but
Yeah, I was gonna send somebody else to wake you up, but since he said you woke up, I'm just gonna yell to you to like man the door, basically.
okay. Arthur's a bit perplexed, but he's at
yeah.
the door.
Not taking my eye from the female gnome, I say there is something wrong with this one. Something very, very wrong.
Finally, someone notices it.
A recluse asks.
What?
Reclusette asks, "What's wrong?"
There's a great dark presence within her.
Within me?
Has the party told me of the suspicious circumstances? I have to assume probably not, regarding the rescue of the female gnomes.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, so I guess at this point I'm not being intentionally vague, but I'm just saying there's something wrong. There's something wrong with this one, and I'm definitely pointing, gesturing towards the female gnome. I say there's a dark presence, and it is greatly evil.
Evil?
And I would motion someone to probably move the other gnomes back a bit, but to be wary. Like I'm not letting her move towards anything without me taking an action.
She's looking very worried.
Before-
What's something bad is inside of me?
Before we continue, what was kind of the strength of the evil that I was getting?
Strong.
Okay. I am not sure. I'm not sure if it is her or if it is affecting her, but there is definitely something wrong with this gnome, and we would be wise not to let her near the others until we figure out what.
Are there other gnomes inside there aside from her?
She was talking to two.
Yeah, there's two
Are
males
they-
inside there.
Are they evil? Are they evil as well? I ask.
No, I only get this sense from her. It was strong enough that I was doing my nightly meditations and I sensed a presence outside my door, and as soon as I did so, it fled the room, or it fled from my room and headed down here, and I came down to find her, and sure enough, the presence was coming from her.
I'll ask her, what were you doing upstairs?
I was not upstairs. I was down here. I was talking to these two.
I asked them, is that true?
As I said, one of the male gnomes that came down the stairs had exited the inn, and soon after he bolts down here and now is accusing me of having something bad inside of me.
Okay, what was the reason for the male gnome to be upstairs then?
He was doing some fixing up there.
There was no male gnome. I came down within seconds, and none of these doors had been used.
Okay, I asked the other two
And
male
now
gnomes, did you see this?
And now he's saying that I'm a liar.
Well,
Is
we're
the
getting
male
to
gnome
the...
right outside?
There's a shit
They're all
ton of
gathered right
gnomes
outside,
right
right?
outside.
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I asked the other two male gnomes, did somebody else come downstairs? Or who did come downstairs?
Say yes.
Who was it?
Again with the names. Bob.
That sounds
is
like
Bob
a made-up
now?
name if I've ever heard.
Bob the Builder.
Bob. Where is Bob now?
He went outside, like she was saying.
Ah, perhaps is that the one who was upstairs before and...
I'll go to the door and see if Bob's out there. Is he in the gathered group?
Yeah, Bob's there.
Bring him in.
Bob, come in, please.
Do I detect evil from this Bob?
Nope. Bob is looking as perplexed as all of the others of what you guys are doing here.
Okay, I asked Bob directly. I said, were you upstairs?
He says, when?
Oh, within the last minute.
And he looks at the female gnome and says, yeah.
And what were you doing up there?
I was fixing the table that was up there.
Okay, and I asked Durin, I said, do you detect evil with this one?
No.
Does he? He doesn't?
No.
Really?
I already asked.
Okay, so...
I have one thing that I may do here. That I can do tonight. I will need you to watch her though as I do this.
Who is outside? Is just Arthur, or actually?
I'm at the door, I think.
And Ruth is outside too, right?
Ruth's by the
No,
door,
she
yeah.
come in. I'm
So-
by the door.
Arthur is manning the door.
Yep.
Alright, so Arthur, do a spot.
Spot, you say?
See if you see them passing out weapons to each other.
Oh god.
Okay.
I think it's +7.
Gnome
Sounds
Underground.
Close. Ooh, very good spot.
You notice the female gnomes are not in the nearby crowd, but on the outskirts of the basically down like the alleyways and stuff like that between the houses across the street.
They're watching from afar.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking to the female now.
No,
I thought
just
we
one
were.
one female gnome. There are
No, the
4
other
in
ones.
total, and 3 of them are not in the building. She was talking to 2 male gnomes.
Yeah.
I don't look to the party, but I say
You see Arthur looking over oddly at a side street.
I can try something, but I will need you to watch my back as I do so. Does anybody respond?
First, Arthur only sees this, so if Arthur wants to communicate to the rest of the
Well,
party...
I said they see me looking oddly at a side street.
Yeah.
What do you see, Arthur?
I'm not paying attention to.
The other female gnomes are over there, which is kind of odd. You would think they would be in this gathering.
Ruth will go to the window and look out.
Durian just sighs as everybody ignores his totally pertinent
Hold on,
question
Durian.
and walks over to the gnome.
Durian, wait. Let's find out what the other women are doing. Maybe we can do this on all 4 women at once.
Nay, it will work only on one.
Okay, what is it?
But we may get the truth. And hand still on my sword, I will reach out and lay my hand upon this gnome, like on top of her head, and I will cast Protection from Evil. There's a lot of stuff part of this spell, but I believe the relevant is it will block any attempt to possess the warded creature or exercise mental control over the creature, and it will suppress the effects for the duration of the protection from evil spell if it is already under effect. The creature gets a will saving throw. My DC will be 16, and it will last for 1 minute per level, so that will be 5 minutes. And there's some other things, but they're not necessarily relevant.
Okay. I'm just reading.
Okay, what do you want us to do while you're doing this?
I mean, I've done it.
Oh, okay.
Like
sorry.
it's just a standard action touch.
I'll watch you do
If she's
this.
possessed, it's not going to.
If she's possessed or under mental control.
Likewise, the bear keeps out a possessing life force, but does not expel one if it's in place before the spell is cast.
Yeah, but it suppresses it. So basically, I can't tell Bunko what this is going to do, but from my reading of it, if she is possessed or under mental control, it's not going to cure her of it, but for the next 5 minutes, she will be normal.
The rules
And-
regarding possession are hardly clear cut.
Yeah, I would basically assume that she comes back to normal. But if she is. It says it works on enchantments and compulsions, and it's not necessarily actually evil. It seems like it's things that affect the mind here. At least this section of the spell.
All right. You do protection of evil, and she seems to seems to wiggle around like being exorcist kind of ish and everything.
PC vomiting, head spinning around, all that fun stuff.
Well, not that bad, but she's like twitching and stuff like that.
Be gone, foul spirit. Is she literally just twitching constantly?
She's twitching while you're it's a touch, right?
Yeah, while I'm casting it.
Yeah, she's twitching while that's going on. After you say be gone and everything like that, she stops twitching and she falls to the ground.
Conscious or unconscious?
I will quickly kneel at her side and
that
check
was
her
something.
status.
Don't see that
And
every day.
as I was doing that, you'd probably see like blue light coming out from underneath my fingers.
All right.
Maybe we should find out what's the other females as well.
You let's see. Because you casted Protection Evil, your Detect Evil is no longer going, right?
Oh, crap.
Alright. She is on the floor, fairly weak. Seems like she's crying a little bit.
Young miss, can you tell me the last thing you remember?
I remember being in a cave and something coming out of the darkness and just consuming me, and then I'm here.
I look up to the rest of the party and I say, I believe all of the gnomes that you rescued.
I look over at the other females and mention, were the others with you at that time? The other gnomes.
Female gnomes.
Ruth will say yes, they were.
At that time, they were in the same cave, but there was a large room. If you you don't remember, but the rest of the party remembers.
Well, I mean, at the time where she was mega possessed, quote unquote, but
yeah, it was a large room. I mean, they weren't next to me or anything.
I guess I'm still knelt down, kind of cradling her head. And I will say, what is your name?
Jill.
Dude, I need to freaking make a tool that makes damn names.
There is one. I can link it to you.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Random
say Jewel.
generates.
We'll say Jewel.
Jewel, I need you to be brave here and to be strong. I believe you have been possessed by some sort of greater evil presence, and unfortunately, I do not believe I've been able to expel it, merely to suppress it. So, within a few minutes, it will most likely go over your body again. But we will not rest until you are cured and this evil is expelled from you.
Thank you so much.
I look to Reclusette. I say, Reclusette, we need something to bind her with, to make sure she cannot harm herself or anyone else when this wears off.
I think Ruth has just the thing for that.
I look to Ruth.
No. Well, you can have some of my rope, sure.
Yeah, spool of endless rope. That would
No,
probably do
not
the
that
trick.
spool. If you cut anything off the spool of endless rope, what you cut off disappears.
Oh, we don't have to cut it. We can just leave the spool out and bring a bunch of rope and hire up.
It
doesn't
who
work
has the
like that.
highest rope skill? Like, I was specifically turning to Reclusette because she's something of
5.
a rogue.
I have 5 and use rope.
And there's not really a benefit for using endless rope here. Just regular rope.
Yeah, just
Alrighty.
use regular rope.
How does spool of endless rope not work like that? Just FYI.
It's like
Just for my
if you have like an end tied to a tree at the top of a cliff, and you climb down. Like the classic question is, how do you get your rope back since it's still tied to the cliff? You cut it, and the section that you're still holding when you reach the bottom is what basically regrows into the spool of endless rope, and the other rope just merely basically disappears.
Oh, but why couldn't we tie somebody up and just leave the spool sitting off to the side?
Well, it's just
while
like
they're
why
tied up?
there's no benefit for using a spool of endless rope as opposed to regular rope, and it would there's just no benefit to it.
Well, it's for the weight. It carries a bunch more rope.
Yeah, like the benefit is it for general use is great, but the benefit for tying somebody up is none.
Okay.
So
Who's got rope? Then I'll tie him up. Her up, I should say.
you don't have rope.
I don't. I have to go get it out of my wagon.
Somebody fetch some rope. I have some
Just take
upstairs
Rick's rope.
in my
She's got it in
my
her pack.
Alrighty.
I got regular rope as well as the endless spool.
And I will look to the door and I will say, Arthur, you must keep a wary eye on those other 3.
Still watching them, so
There is a great chance that they too are affected by this.
as in he's standing in the door, but he's not watching the door.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good roll.
All right, so you're tying up her hands or what?
Hands.
Hog tying. Legs to hands. Good old calf tying. Cowboys do.
I will say, I'm sorry if this is uncomfortable. We will. Someone, if you could please get a pillow or something. What is going on outside?
The gnomes are wondering why you're now tying up the female gnome.
They
like
didn't
a
hear me
pig.
explaining this.
Oh, okay.
I was explaining this loudly enough for everybody in the room, and then Arthur at the door to hear. So I assume if they're standing near Arthur, they can hear.
All right. Yeah, so they're still watching curiously.
I have no idea how they may be affecting the other gnomes. We should not let them in.
Yes, but we need to get the other female gnomes.
So I believe, how long does your protection of evil last?
5 minutes.
Okay. All right, so you guys tie her up.
One last thing. I'm going to apologize to her as I do this, but I am basically going to frisk her and make sure she doesn't have anything on her, specifically anything potentially magic. But I'm
no
making
mega
sure she doesn't
evil
have.
artifacts.
Yeah. In case that's something.
Arthur will suggest that we gather up the other females and isolate them in the room for the night.
Arthur, that would normally be a great idea, but I cannot
That's
do
what I
this
said,
again tonight.
for the night, and
Yes.
then in the morning you try again with the other ones, or at least detect it. But
I believe any sort of aggressive action towards them could potentially result in their death. There's no telling what they've been possessed with. I believe perhaps it would be best. I don't know. We must entertain ideas on the subject, but anything we do carries the risk of of them perishing.
I turn to Ruth and I go, Ruth, you want to tie them up or let them be?
I want to tie him up, but I think Dorian's right.
I do not believe we should go near them. As for the other gnomes, I believe we should try to discern if they are under direct control or merely have been coerced. If it is the latter, we should shelter them in the inn for the night, and we will perhaps attempt to deal with the others outside tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan. I could go for that. Get the male gnomes in here.
We still have those 2 gnomes that she was talking to in here, unless they specifically exited the room, right?
No, they're still
like
there.
They're against a wall or something.
How many total male gnomes were there again? Is it
2?
No, total outside as well.
I think you guys rescued 28 or something.
Not
No,
that was
that
the
was the dwarves. I think we'll say 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say it was around a dozen.
I will.
Male.
I will gesture for the other 2 gnomes to come closer and see their reaction.
They're looking at each other and wondering again if this is all really necessary. They don't understand. It doesn't seem like anything was wrong in the first place, and now you guys are telling them that there is something wrong.
You're telling me you do not find it odd that you were commanded to work for unhealthy hours?
We like the work.
I am afraid they are all somehow affected by the females. We have 2 options. I believe we must decide quickly. We could board up the inn. I suppose we have 3. We could board up the inn and leave them outside. But there is no telling what might come of them through the night. We could let them in and sequester them each in a locked room, or as many as we can. Or we could go out and attempt to deal with this now. I believe those are the most obvious choices.
I say if we can get them in here and lock them up into a room, that would be fine and shouldn't hurt them. Maybe we could trick them to come in or something, or pretend like nothing is wrong, aside from what they've seen so far. Hide the tied up Jewel over behind the bar or something.
Well, they certainly know what we have done in here. They're all standing right outside next to Arthur.
Well, not the females, they're further away.
Well, no, there is no way we are letting the female gnomes in here by any means.
And they're out there to kill our horses if they want to.
Kill the horses.
Bunko hadn't thought of it. You
take
bring
all
up,
our stuff as well.
You bring up a good point.
Rape the cattle and ride off on the horses.
Yeah.
I suppose
This is very awkward because normally I think it takes an actual sacred exorcist prestige class to actually exercise something, which is very annoying at this point.
Yeah, we have to go back to the town, to the city.
Does anybody else speak up during this time? Anybody
I'm
at all?
still intently watching. Arthur doesn't know anything about spiritual things, so he's just intently watching the females.
I've been intently trying to find other options to exercise people and not succeeding.
Ruth is intently trying to not jump outside to go track down the girls.
The best I have is Magic Circle against Evil, which I have it only by a summoned creature, so it's only going to last for 9 rounds, maybe, if that. The spell itself would last
it's been
for an hour
5
and a
minutes,
half,
right?
But
There might be a little bit more left if you want something, but not much more.
My main concern is leaving those females on their own. If they are evil, what they will do. Attack us.
That is
do
a good
something
question.
to us, take our gear, kill our horses, all kinds of things. So my main concern would be to get them, at least so that we can have them under our thumb.
All right, pausing time. How many rooms are like in the bottom of the inn, and how many rooms are in the top? And like I am counting closets, larders and stuff, and do they have windows, stuff like that?
Bottom floor is mostly the reception area, which has all the seating and the stage and the bar and all that stuff. There's the kitchen, which is off to the side, and there's also a storage facility for storing all of the supplies for the kitchen. There are windows in all of the rooms, doors. There's a door going to the outside from the back door of the inn, as well as the front door that everybody uses. Yeah. Upstairs it's probably about say 10 functional rooms. They were starting to build onto the third floor and stuff like that.
Okay, Zook, can you guard the back door?
Zook is asleep.
He's dozed off.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I can guard it. Recluse.
Okay. If you volunteer to go, that's good. I think. One last question, Bunko. You mentioned the kitchen and the storage room. The kitchen does that have windows?
Yeah.
Well, how about the storage room?
Yeah, the storage room too.
I wouldn't expect that one.
It's more to let in natural light. But...
I believe we should bring this one into one of the rooms upstairs right now, and board up the room, and then we can try to decide what to do about the other gnomes. But this will wear off any time now.
Very well.
I suggest, since I'm guarding the door, I said you better gag her.
Unfortunate. I once again apologize to her as we have to do this. I will say that this will not be forever.
You gag her, or?
Yeah.
Alright. So, just after gagging her, she starts to twitch again and everything, and then seems to be back to her self before all of this.
I sigh, and I guess I'll pick her up, and
Reclusette has to go to the bio again.
So Zook takes her place at the back door, and Reclusette runs for the chamber pot. I guess I try to find a room upstairs. I guess I would just, since I know my room, I would take her there, and I don't know who's coming with me or whatever. I would just make sure that somebody's guarding the front door and somebody's guarding the back.
I'm still there.